Raw Portland was shit, and that is...
The Durbinator.
Let's just say this, but this wasn't a very good episode.
No.
It really wasn't. We might be, of course, a little bit off our game here because, yeah, the snow and the ice and all that shit.
It was a stressful day of transportation, and I am operating off of a grand total of maybe 3 hours of sleep tops.
So we're going to make this quick. And quick update, though, the SmackDown review will happen, but... if the weather's still like this, if it's all icy and snowy, I'm probably going to do it solo.
Yeah, I'll at least send you a title card so that you have something to put up too.
Yeah, but I mean, even if not, it's all good. Anyway, Raw Portland.
Or I could always just add it later.
You could do that. Raw Portland. Well, you start off with Stephanie, but she did not get to do her normal stuff because Becky interrupted her. Becky rocking those leather pants, sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
They are recreating the whole thing of it's like with Austin and the injured neck from September 22nd, 1997.
Everything old is new again, John. It's the new era. Also old era.
It's the nude era in WWE.
That was the Attitude Era.
That was, and that's why we don't want the Attitude Era back. But yeah, so Stephanie's like, hey, I want you to be healthy. You need to go to the doctor. If you don't want to go to the WWE doctors, you are not going to be cleared.
Which is a completely fair thing to say.
Which is odd for us to say that about Stephanie.
Yes. There was nothing wrong about what she was saying.
Which is a really weird thing to say about Stephanie. But, yeah, so that does have Becky's like, you're not taking my moment away, you're not taking my moment away, and she's
not!
She's not.
She's literally want to make sure you get that moment. That's what she's telling you.
And then she clocks Stephanie.
Because reasons.
I mean, to be fair, it's about time a man hit Stephanie back. And it is the man hitting Stephanie back. Well, I mean, she slapped guys forever. But yeah, then that happened. You knew one of the security guards that got beat up by Stephanie. Or Becky, I mean.
Stephanie couldn't beat up him.
She couldn't, but who was the security guard?
Oh, that would be the Black Sheep Dave Turner.
Whom you know pretty well because you work with the guy.
Yes. Also, he's one of Northwest's best.
Yep, one of the best independent wrestlers. Really cool guy, though. Really cool guy. Yeah. But yeah, that was nice, and Adam Pearce got thrown around. And then Stephanie gives Becky a shot to her knee, and Becky is suspended. Okay, cool. It's to give a little time off. It is what it is. Apparently her and Rollins are dealing with some kind of injury, so guess what? If you need to have them in non-contact roles, good idea. Because then we get Ronda confronting Becky backstage. And I don't know what she was expecting. Was she expecting somebody to cut her hair up and wash her feet with it?
I hope not. That is weird. Who would possibly say something like that?
Oh, Ronda. Ronda said that. Ronda said that.
She did?
She did.
She is weird.
She is. She wanted to rip off Sasha's hair, which wasn't going to take long, and wash her feet. I
don't believe it.
Yeah, Ronda is not good with words. She's just not. And I get it. She gets fired up. She gets into it. I'm not saying she doesn't love wrestling. She doesn't love WWE. This was not good, though.
If you're going to have something very promo-heavy like WWE, which is more entertainment than it is wrestling, which, I mean, I use entertainment as a broad general term.
Yeah.
You need an acting director. If you're going to have someone delivering promos, no matter if they've been with the company for 20 years or if they've been there for a month, you gotta have somebody working with them to deliver that message properly. Teach them how to relay it with the correct emotion, or else you end up with Dana Brooke.
And we'll get to Dana Brooke later, but yeah, I get what they were trying to do. Ronda did what she did. It was what it was. And then she went out and had a match with Liv Morgan and beat her easily. That was easily. And then challenged Sarah Logan. And Sarah Logan...
Not as easily.
No, but she did put up a bit of a fight, but did tap out pretty quickly.
Buckle bombs.
Which looked like it did hurt Ronda quite a bit.
Rolling out of the arm bar, getting, so they're definitely establishing the pecking order with the Riot Squad, and I know what you're thinking. But you got Ruby Riott on top, you got Sarah Logan as the bit of the enforcer, and Liv Morgan as Liv Morgan.
Thanks, you're making me think of Ruby Riott on top.
I heard she loves lace.
Love and let lace. So, Liv, to be fair, has improved, but she is clearly the one that is going to take the pinfalls the most.
Yeah.
both, I will say this, the one with Sarah, at least Sarah got to show some flashes, and Liv was running away being a cowardly heel, so, or, you know, it was what it was. Ruby then says she wants Ronda. I guess Ruby and Ronda are going to have a match at Elimination Chamber, possibly? Dig it. Ruby's going to lose.
Can you dig it?
The ground's currently frozen. That would probably be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right.
Good Christ. It is 18 degrees outside. And that is cold by my standards. And usually at 28 degrees, I have a sweater.
And I'll say this. I know that we, you know, had a lot of cold temperatures, you know, Chicago and all over and stuff like that. We're not used to this, though. I'm not saying you guys were. But anyway, Sasha, Bailey, Alicia, and Nikki. What does
it could definitely be worse.
It could be. What does the Fox say, according to Nikki? I had to revisit that.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm me, and I have to revisit old jokes.
Dead memes.
Dead memes. Them dead memes. Nikki and Alicia teaming up was weird. Why is Nikki a heel?
Because Alicia's a heel?
This is true. And she has weird hats. But she did more than just show off her weird hat.
Alicia also had a great quip, which was, you never cross the fox. I love quality wordplay. And at least Alicia delivers things.
She does.
Promo-wise.
When they're not having...
And a Northern Light suplex. That is the most perfect Northern Light suplex.
It is a damn good Northern Light. It's one of the best. I think one of the best outside Japan. Actually, you could probably put her in Stardom and it would just be fine. Heavy Machinery versus Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado. The B Team and the Revival in a four corners match where the winner gets to face off against Rude and Gable at some point.
But who gets TV entrances? That'd be Heavy Machinery and the Lucha House Party.
And what did Corey Graves say about Lince Dorado?
I forgot.
Well, no, his athleticism was meow to this world.
Oh, yeah? But yeah, the B Team and the Revival did not get TV entrances. In fact, they were introduced in...
the commercial break. Which I think actually is about the same as the Raw we went to in October. Well, no, the Revival got TV, or the Revival got commercial entrance. I will say that it wasn't a bad match. The Revival won, and then they're going to lose to Rude and Gable again.
And so the cycle continues.
Yeah, which I don't know what they were doing here. It was what it was, and Heavy Machinery didn't take the pin, at least.
Yeah, just that.
So that was fine. We then get Ryder and Hawkins. Zach pointing out that they spelled his name with an H last week.
Yes. Which
is sad. They're probably going to win the tag titles at Mania. They'll beat the Revival. The Revival, watch the Revival win at Chamber, and then Hawkins and Ryder beat them at Mania. You know they would.
And then the Revival get their release.
Yeah, they should.
That they've been waiting for so long, but keep getting teased instead.
Yes, and
no one like...
You're talking about them, they're teasing, and then the Shatter Machine, and then an explosion. An all-elite explosion, if you will.
Meanwhile.
Right, Kurt's announcement. Is he retiring? We don't find out because Corbin comes out. Corbin bores me. He bores me.
Yeah. And then he is interrupted, I guess, by...
Drew?
Drew McIntyre.
And Drew, his stock has fallen the past couple weeks.
Yeah, they don't have anything for him at the moment, so they're like, hey, I want to revisit this whole Kurt Angle thing.
But yeah, that happened. Drew was out there. Okay, Drew versus Kurt again. Wouldn't mind seeing Braun throwing some chairs. It's still so entertaining how he threw that at Roman just a couple years ago. Just threw it wonk. So it was what it was. We get a tag match later. We get Black History Month, Hogan's least favorite month. And recaps of Rollins.
That's why they make it the shortest month.
It is always kind of bad how Black History Month's the shortest month. It's just...
I think more has... I don't know if there's more has to do with events that occurred, but...
I think so, but it's just always kind of funny with that. We then get recaps, like I said, of Rollins winning the Rumble and then getting laid out with F5s. Fortunately, he is going to be okay. He needs just some time off. Alicia and Nikki attack Sasha and Bailey. Did not drag Sasha out by her hair because...
Yeah.
We then get Bailey and Sasha versus Nikki Cross and Alicia. It happened. It wasn't bad. I don't know why Nikki's a heel. It's stupid.
I think they just needed her to do that for that one night.
Possibly.
Besides, I don't think she was necessarily a heel. She's always been that kind of character where she's unpredictable.
She is.
You're unpredictable.
Oh, but Yeah, Nikki enjoys tossing other women around and toying with them. And Bayley mainly spent a lot of this match in the ring, and then Sasha, got in there and did a little stuff.
I like how your only note for this match was, well, it happened.
It did happen. I mean, it's like that's what the thing about the show is. A lot of it just happened. Look, it wasn't bad. Bayley and Sasha won. Bayley won out of nowhere, pinning Alicia. Of course, Alicia was going to take the pin. And they're in the Elimination Chamber tag team women's title match thingy.
Surprise!
Right. Yeah. Apollo talking backstage, and then Akam and Maverick come there. Gross. And and Apollo said, "Do you stick your hand up his ass for it?" Because they're making fun of Maverick being short and being a puppet.
Hello, puppet.
It
was weird. I think it might be interesting to see Apollo Crews go up against Akam.
Because right now,
Razor, which one?
No, it's Akam. Razor's injured.
That's right.
But yeah, I think. Anyway, Road Dogg then comes out.
Oh, and this is when the show started to decline for a while.
The show, to be fair, wasn't really on the best ascent at this point, but
it was leveling out at like a C+ at the time.
And
then Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett. Now I mentioned this to Kira's, who had mentioned that nostalgia's awesome, and I go, and I agree, nostalgia can be awesome, but like with many things, the dose makes the poison. I did not need to see this much of Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett.
No one did. This is not 1999. This is not 2009 Impact. This is not any of that. And this, I'm sorry, this did nothing for Elias.
No, it didn't.
This did nothing for Elias. Yes, Elias beat Jeff Jarrett. Okay. And then he got the whole
The best way to bury someone is to put them in meaningless feuds that people don't care about.
And that's the thing. You have Road Dogg attack Elias. Or, attack Elias and then do the whole suck it thing. And then Jarrett hit him with a guitar that wasn't gimmicked.
Yeah.
And what are they doing with Elias? He went from a heel when we were in there in October in Seattle to being a babyface soon after, and now he's a heel again.
He's the biggest show.
He is. He is the biggest show.
Yeah, it's my big heel turn.
Yeah, this was bad. This was just really, really bad. Yeah, Elias won. I wonder
if Jared just wrote him in as a heel so that he'd have someone to fight against.
It's possible. Vince could have done that or something. It's just stupid because, one, Jeff Jarrett does not need to be wrestling on TV in 2019. He just doesn't. And Road Dogg...
Or 18 or 17 or 16 or 15 or 14.
Or even 2009. I mean, even though I got why he was wrestling still in 2009. Dana apologizes to Natty, and then gets upset at her because she doesn't accept her apology. And Natty has the wireless earpieces.
Yeah, iPhone AirPods.
Okay, whatever, right? The AirPods, that's what they're called?
That's what they're called.
It's kind of dumb.
Yes, it is.
Okay. But yeah, we're getting Natty versus Dana Brooke next week. Natty should win, so Dana's going to win. We then get Flair's birthday special next week in Atlanta. I guess. Cool?
Or was it 3 weeks?
A couple weeks? Whatever. Is it next week? A couple weeks from now? I don't have a clue. Recaps of Becky and Steph.
Because why?
And then Balor versus, not Lashley, but Leo.
Which would have been a great matchup had they not sucked all the air out of it with Lashley attacking Finn Balor before the match.
And then attacking him during the match, where the ref did not call for the DQ. The ref did not call for a DQ during this, but he called for a DQ later.
Yep.
Which we'll get to. It was a fine work match. You had Leo targeting Finn Balor's ribs and all that, and but in the end, Finn Balor did win with the coup de grace.
Yep.
Cool. A moment of bliss with EC3, where she's flirting with him.
And EC3 eternally the mute.
You take away his one thing that he can do. He can cut promos. I mean, he's decent in the ring.
I think they're trying to build up to that, get people invested into him, but I don't think it's the right approach.
It's not really at all. I mean, Alexa looked good in those leather pants.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that. Alexa does deserve better than this, so...
But Alexa gets interrupted by Nia. Nia starts to run her mouth, and I've drowned out whatever she says. And then is interrupted by the guy who turns this segment around.
Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
Who says to Nia...
Alright, I think I figured it out. And I know you've got this massive crush on me. I'm gonna need you to stay as far away from me as possible.
Dean, I don't think gives zero. I think he gives zero fucks now. I mean,
as you could tell later by the match that happened.
He could be on his way out. It could be a work. Who knows? I don't know. But Dean, honestly, he did say though to EC3, where's EC1 and EC2? And he knocked the mic out of EC3's hands when he was about to say something. Perfectly done, by the way.
What's your name? The running joke of EC3, the one thing that he's really great at is talking, so no one is going to let him do it.
Ambrose did save this segment, though. I mean, it's hard to save any segment that Nia's involved in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened. And then EC3 versus Ambrose. And there was one, I think EC3 might have hurt his arm. It looked like he hurt his bicep on like something. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, it would be a weird thing for his debut to end like that.
Yeah. But, you know, there have been injuries like that where a main roster injury to Sami Zayn caused him to miss a lot of months.
Got chills. They're multiplying.
There are. It is a cold night. But EC3 suddenly gets a roll-up, and Ambrose doesn't even fight it off, and he could have easily fought it off. And then Ambrose is all shocked, wait, what? I lost?
Oh, why did I lose when I didn't try anything?
This was... EC3 won, though. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's not injured.
Yep.
Mojo promo. He trapped a cameraman in a room with him. And then the mirror...
I've been here for like 2 months! Someone please help!
The mirror is doing it. It's like the Oculus mirror.
What?
Did you not see the movie Oculus?
No.
That's just as well. Had a hot redhead in it. Angle and Braun versus Drew and Corbin. In a match where Kurt should not be wrestling.
No.
Drew selling like crazy, even when Kurt couldn't really do anything. But there's this point where Kurt and Corbin are in the match, and Braun gets in the ring, and Corbin is yelling at him saying, you can't hit me, or it'll be a DQ, acting like he's still the GM.
And I know these are actually the rules for tag team wrestling, but when the hell has that ever mattered in WWE?
You see,
in the 80s, maybe?
Not even then. You could go out there and cut, you know, beat your opponent up, cut him off, and drag your partner over there. That's the whole point of it. This was dumb because he hits Corbin, and that calls for a DQ. Like Corbin's still the GM or something.
No, I don't think it was because he was the GM. It's like he was just saying, if you touch me, you're disqualified because those are technically the rules that no one has ever obeyed. Yeah.
Really dumb. DQ though because reasons. Chokeslam on the steps to Drew and then Corbin, and that ends with Braun and his dad, you know, celebrating, or someone's dad.
My black son.
I'm sorry, D.
D plus.
D plus. Okay, D. Well, yeah, D plus is actually fair because of the Ambrose stuff, and there were a couple things, but what really dragged it down was the Jeff Jarrett Elias thing. If this hadn't happened, might have been a B minus show. But D plus. Anyway, you.
Oh yeah, D plus the poll. That was bad wordplay. Hello, I am the Durbinator.
Yep.
And there's a poll up here.
Grade it. Leave some comments, like, share, subscribe.
I am much exhausted.
Yes, and this has been Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland and
the Durbinator.
If there is no SmackDown dual SmackDown review tomorrow, there will be something at some point. Anyway, see you.
I challenge you to a duel.